Penguin, I'm scared. Hold me.
No.
Hold on. How do I know when we're like actually up? Are we coming up? All right, we're coming up. Hey, what's up? It's the Cyan Chill Chats with Stefan Penguin Mott. Hey, got the finger guns out and everything already.
I like that you forgot my name for a second there.
Well, I was gonna say like PSISTORM, and then I was like, no, let's do the thing that's on the screen right now. You know,
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
Who does he think he is?
Yeah, seriously.
Let me do a dank tweet and an @ in the Discord before we really get going.
Sure.
Chill Chats EP2 with @Cy Penguin of @PSISTORM Gaming. Starting now. Link. Copy. Boom. Alright, we're good. We're Gucci. And then I come to my Discord. Shit, I can't @ my Discord. Okay, if there's a mod in chat right now, @ the Discord. Otherwise you'll be taking off Penguin's beautiful face. None of us want that. None of us. Okay. How's it going, Penguin? It's really nice to have you here.
Good. How are you, buddy?
I'm a little bit less good than I was a minute ago, realizing that I've just now started recording and that I missed it for a couple of seconds there. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It's all good.
This is going to be like, for anyone in the chat and for Penguin yourself too, this is a new internet format for me, right?
It's a new internet format?
Yeah.
You formatted the entire internet in a new way?
Shut up. God damn it. I don't want to do this anymore. We're done.
Thank you for your time, Cyan. Appreciate it.
But yeah, this is a very unguided conversation. You know, we're just going to have a chat. We're just going to talk a little bit about Penguin.
I'm going to bully him a lot.
I hope not. What the fuck?
That's what happens in our casual chats.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, then I definitely have some bullying to make up for.
You're like one of the guys that doesn't bully me, and it's great. What the fuck?
Well,
have we based our relationship on a lie?
I think so. I need to join the cool kids.
Oh, fuck me. The cool kids is like Ravi.
Excuse me? Ravi is the cool kids?
I mean, if you're gonna identify the cool kids as the people who bully me, it's Fear Dragon and then nobody. So
I mean, I don't know if I want to be in the same category as Ravi.
He tries his best. It's weird, man. He's like the person I talk to the most in all of esports, and he's also the person who is most able to just grind my gears. He's a sweetheart, though.
So what you're saying is that you're masochistic.
I mean, no. I feel like it's more of a situation of circumstance, you know? There's no one else to talk to, so who are you gonna talk to? Nah, man, I love Fear Dragon. He's a good guy and stuff.
Makes some amazing
somebody
puns.
followed. Thanks for the follow, whoever followed. What a structured Kilo 23. Thanks for the follow. Much love. Thank you. So, this has been like a pretty hot 2 years, I guess, for PSISTORM, and you're entering into the organization. For me personally, it kind of represented the start of great things. Tell us a little bit about your role in PSISTORM as a player manager. You know, everything that you do.
I do all the things. No, I mean, it depends. I mean, for the most part, I do the busy work. I do the scouting. I do the contract negotiations. I do all of the maintenance stuff. I make sure everyone has their ship booked. I make sure that I make sure that True is not violating his visa agreement.
That's a full-time job, right?
yes, it is. You know, a lot of the busy work sort of stuff, and then also just scouting contracts, making sure the players feel ready for events, taking care of them at events. Depends on coaching to some extent. Depends on the player. For example, Jon Snow likes to ask my advice on his build order selection before all of his matches. But yeah, and I'll talk to True and people on stage as well. A lot of the time, True is really dumb. so it's helpful. It's helpful to be able to talk to him during matches.
Well, what does that mean? How is he dumb during matches?
He doesn't use his brain.
Like in what sense?
He is entirely mechanics. Like he is the definition of like if you work on your mechanics, you'll get good. Because he's not smart. He doesn't make good choices. It's like, okay, I'm 7 base against Nerchio's 3 base. Let me run armored units into his 20 lurkers until I lose the game. Like, okay.
That's how I play.
That's the kind of shit that he'll do. He doesn't use his brain. Like, oh, I have this really, really cool ZBZ Muta build that I'm going to use. Let me use it on the only map in the map pool that it's fucking terrible on. Like, that's true in a nutshell. He is so good mechanically that it doesn't matter that he's dumb, but sometimes I'll have to go on stage after game 1 or game 2 and go, hey, can you stop being dumb? It's like, okay, I'll stop being dumb.
For True. True is so bullied right now, man.
Yeah, but he deserves it.
Whenever I play, I'll have a game, probably like once every 2 ladder sessions, at least one game, where I'll be like, man, I just really like playing with Zerglings. I'm just gonna build Zerglings. Just Zerglings. I'm gonna go full True this map. And I do. And it works for like 5 minutes. It's great for 5 minutes. And then they get like a tank.
My favorite ones are the ZBZ games where like True will open with Ling Bane aggression. And like then he won't stop. Yeah. But like he'll be playing some Zerg that's not very good. And it's like that Zerg just eventually ends up with like 40 roaches with +2. And True's like, but I have 300 Zerglings! And then he gets a full surround and doesn't matter and all his lings die. And he's like, well, fuck!
This is exactly how my games go,
exactly True's voice, yeah.
Poor fucking True.
So, like, usually he'll win because he's just so good. But, like, a lot of the time, like, he'll go in with, like, some kind of vague game plan, and if it doesn't work, he'll just be like, his game plan will be like, I'm gonna make lings, I'm gonna kill his third, and then I'm gonna transition. And he'll go in, he'll make lings, he'll kill the person's third, he'll transition, and he'll win. And then the next game with the same game plan, he'll go in, he'll make lings, he'll try to kill the third, he won't kill the third, so he doesn't know whether or not he should transition. It's like, I didn't kill the third, this doesn't compute. Oh my god!
Just keep making lings.
He's like, yeah, I need to make lings till I kill the third. That's the next step in my plan.
Poor True. My god. Penguin is just a bully. Yeah, Penguin is just a bully. True. Poor True. So like,
you know
how do you like tell him that he's being dumb on stage in the heat of a WCS, match? Is there an etiquette to that, or you just, like, hey, stop that?
Yeah, I slap him in the face a few times. No, like, you just go up and be like, hey, True, I think that you probably should have done this and this and this in that situation. He's like, oh, yes. And it's like, okay, yeah, now do that next time. It's like, oh, okay. Or it'll be like, what builds are you planning on using? Oh, maybe I can make Mutalisk and Muta, and then I make Mini Loach. Oh, okay. What map are you planning to do that on? I don't know. It's like, maybe next game. It's like, yeah, but next game is on Honor Grounds. Maybe you don't want to make roaches on Honor Grounds. Maybe you should do that on Belshire Vestige. It's like, oh, okay.
That's a really good impression of True, by the way.
I've had a lot of time to work on it.
That's a really good one. Oh, holy shit. What were we talking about? We were talking about you and your role in PSISTORM.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Let's get back to that. So, like,
Yeah.
I think that two of the things that are so neglected and unrecognized in StarCraft 2 are your ability for scouting player talent and Katz's ability for scouting player talent. Because that's just, I feel like it's just been such a boon to like Root and to PSISTORM, and I mean, like, what goes into that for you? How do you find player talent on the coming up?
Just like really just watching a shit ton of StarCraft and just following results to an extent. Because obviously there's so much StarCraft content, you can't watch all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is just follow the brackets of every single tournament. And then if there's something that looks kind of interesting, like let's take, for example, Hellraiser, who no one knows he exists, but he qualified for WCS Challenger. And for some reason, people were surprised by this, even though he's insanely good. Anybody who actually follows StarCraft, like online small cups, would know that that's not a surprise. Hellraiser is insanely good. But, like, let's take Hellraiser, for example. Let's say that I was hypothetically looking for a Protoss player. And I watch over the last 6 months, Hellraiser is doing really well. He's beating all these players. And I'm looking at the brackets and I'm seeing that. So then if I see something like that, where it's like, oh, this interesting teamless player who I've never heard, or not even necessarily teamless, like this interesting player who I've never heard of is winning a bunch of games against really good players. Let me go watch those VODs and find out why this is happening, etc., etc. And then every now and then we'll want a player and we'll just go ahead and just like discuss with them, etc. So that's like the main thing, just following all the tournaments, looking more in depth into why the results are happening the way they are. It's like, oh, this person beat this person with a 12 pool against 3 hatchery before pool. Okay, that's not particularly interesting anymore, but like Hellraiser, for example, since we're using him as the example, is a super solid macro player who does really interesting things, and he's very capable of mixing it up with like a ton of cheese builds. So like he's a very nice all-around player. I think he's really good. And so like in that situation, if we were hypothetically looking for a Protoss, that might be somebody that I go talk to. And then on the NA front, it's a lot easier because I play at like a pretty decent level. Nobody who watches my stream realizes this because my stream, I can't play on it because I suck at streaming and play. But off stream, I'm pretty decent, and so I play a lot of games against people. It's like it's pretty easy for me to go, oh, this person is pretty good. Let's chat with the boys and see if we want to pick them up for our academy or whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of busy work for the most part, following all the brackets, watching the games that are interesting. And then, of course, there's also the other area where, like, I'll want to find out how players that are playing against my players in tournaments like Challenger, for example, are playing. So there's also that thing as well, where it's like, obviously, I want to be watching Future's VODs since he has Jon Snow in his group or whatever, you know? Stuff like that. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah. Can we just take a second here? Big shoutouts to the inventor of videos that play on like 1.x speed. Thank you for that. All of esports, thanks you for your service, okay? Like, seriously, I almost tweeted this out yesterday. Without the ability to play YouTube and Twitch VODs on like 1.5, 1.25 speed, where the fuck would we be? Like,
I honestly don't do that.
What?
I should, but I don't do that.
Dude, you can save so many hours in your day. How don't you do that?
I don't watch VODs that much. I usually try to find replays. It's pretty easy for me to get replays.
That's fair.
But yeah, sometimes I'll have to watch VODs. But usually what I'll do is I don't watch the whole thing. Like, I skip through.
Right.
Get an idea of what's happening.
Fair enough. You almost just blew my mind. Like, I thought for a second there you were like 8 hours a day of just watching VODs when that could have been 4 hours a day.
5%, actually. 0.5 times speed.
You got the
in the top left.
Gotta see all the intricacies of the play, right? 0.
Yeah. I want to watch the Ling Bane micro at 0.5 speed.
Archeo Terex can confirm Peng's stream rate is sub 50.
That's not actually true, Archeo. I have my stream account open right now. Let's see what my win rate is. 30 and 23. Fuck
Whoa.
You.
What's your MMR? What's your MMR on your stream account, and then compared to your, regular?
On my stream account, it's about 0.
Oh. What?
We don't talk about MMR. I'm not going to tell you the MMR of my off-stream account.
Why not?
It would be easy for people to find my off-stream account. Why
SC2 wait. Are you saying that you're not like already revealed on SC2 Unmasked?
No, dude.
What?
You think I'm sloppy?
I'm gonna look you up right now.
Go
All right,
ahead.
Cyan Sports. Where the fuck is the director's cut? Man, we gotta do like a a finished product before we get a director's cut out. Come on now. Come on,
There
SA.
is, I believe there are 4 people who know what my Smurf is.
I'm looking up PSISTORM Clan on SC2 Unmasked right now. We're gonna
You
find
can
out.
search my name. You're not going to see it. You'll just see my ladder account and some random gold guy who stole my name. That's my actual Smurf account. The 3K MMR one is my Smurf account.
Oh, there is a gold 2 guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. What if you tell me offline and I promise not to leak it to SC2 Unmasked?
No. There's
Damn.
4 people who know, and the only reason they know, after me laddering on this account for like 6 months, is because I was warming up on it at BTSL.
Well, it'll be out there any day now, I'm sure. That was like recent. That's recent enough for there to be hope for it to leak, man. Fingers crossed.
Dude, there's 4 people who know. 2 are my teammates, and 2 are my friends.
So talk to me a little bit about a BTSL. That's going to provide a nice little segue for us.
Sure.
That just happened. That just wrapped up. You just went to it. How was that? Tell us.
Pretty fun. The venue, Rifkin talked about the venue on the pylon. The venue was pretty fucking awful. Not so much the actual venue. Like, the actual venue was nice, but, like, the way that the venue owners behaved was fucking ridiculous. But,
yeah, that sounded like quite the experience. It's too bad.
Which was nice. They didn't let us practice the day before without paying, which was kind of ridiculous. So I spent about 80 Canadian dollars so that Silky and I could practice.
What was the rate? What were you paying?
Like $12 an hour.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is quite the.
It was pretty bullshit. We didn't get a rate or anything. They were just like, nah, fuck you guys. And then when they let everyone in, they let like a bunch of people in during the semifinals, even though Rifkin had rented the whole venue. It just caused so much lag that it was unplayable.
Wow, that's really rough. I love like the base trade offline events. I mean, I guess 3 at this point. It's it's sad to hear that this one went so awry. I gotta admit,
honestly, like I know everybody loves to jump on the anti-Rifkin bandwagon, but like pretty much everything that went wrong this event could not have been helped. It was not on his end or base trade's end or anything like that. It was entirely the venue.
I mean, I don't know how anyone would think that it would be him, right? Like just knowing what I know and hearing about the problems, like how is Rifkin at fault for there being lag? Like what? That can't not be the venue.
Yeah.
But people find their reasons, I guess.
Oh, the other thing about the venue that was really fucking dumb, right? Is that it markets itself as an esports arena, and like there were 2 booths with like decent computers, and even they had 27-inch monitors, which is like, it's pretty big, dude. But all the other PCs where we had to play open bracket and shit had like 40-inch monitors. Like, how the fuck are we supposed to play StarCraft on that?
Dude,
like,
when I was at DreamHack Montreal, I saw, I'd never seen this before, but the Chinese players had like done something to their setups so that their computer like monitor screen, only part of it was being used, like it was in the center.
Yeah, that's normal. That's what we all did.
How do you do that?
Just do it on the NVIDIA card control panel.
I don't know how to do that. That's super cool.
It's really annoying because I couldn't. So none of us did it on the 27-inch monitors except for I think Drogo, because it also locked you in at 60 hertz. So it was. Ugh.
Yeah, that's some memes. That's some big memes.
So that I hope like. It was pretty shitty. The seats were horrible on the DX racers, so those were fine. But like outside in like the lobby area, they were like automatically reclining armchairs that were insanely low. So we were playing like this. We had our hands up like this, and it was so bad for the wrists. Just like fuck off, guys. Like you're branding yourself as an esports arena. Like come on.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just like a local internet cafe.
Yeah.
Who just like, oh, esport like Bitcoin, you know, like Bitcoin was
Yeah,
really big,
exactly.
and you're like, oh, this is a buzzword that people are in
Esports is a
on.
good buzzword. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, okay, let's do that. Like
Yeah.
it was, the venue was pretty disastrous at the end. Like walking in, it looked like it was going to be awesome, but it was pretty shit at the end of the day.
Penguin
Which is
must play.
weird. You would think that they would, because the funny thing is there's 2 other esports arenas right next to it. So you'd think that they would go out of their way to like have a good experience so that they could have like Base Trade would pay them again in the future.
Yeah.
But no. Like if Base Trade wants to do an event in the same place, they'll just go to one of the other places. One of them looked really nice, one of the other 2 ones. So go there next time.
Are they like branded in any way? I mean, like there's the are they like part of the chain, like Meltdown or ES?
No.
I want to say ESA, but I think that's something else. And then yeah, anyway. Kilo says in the chat, Penguin, let's have you play on a 70-inch TV. Fun fact, as the local StarCraft guy, I'm probably like the best StarCraft player on the island, sadly enough. But
no humble brag.
No humble brag. I'm like Diamond 2. That's pathetic. We just have we're small. Anyways, yeah. So like Diamond 2 is actually good, and it's, you know, kind of impressive when you take out when you take like a helicopter view of everything, right? Like StarCraft players are so pessimistic, man. People in like Masters 2 be like, "Oh, I'm so trash at this game." Like only the top 500 players in the world are actually good. Like,
no,
man,
that's wrong. Only the top like 20 players in the world are good.
Exactly. This is exactly the kind of mentality. But like realistically, if you're ahead of the bell curve or whatever, like you're good at the game. So
okay, Ben.
I'm yes. Anyway, so like all of my friends are, you know, nerdy people and stuff, and there'd be house parties that would pop up every now and again, and like every once in a while, people all drinking and stuff, you'd be like, "Oh man, Cyan, play some StarCraft. We want to watch." You're like, "Yeah, sure, all right," and play on somebody's computer for a little bit. I had a friend who legitimately had like a 70-inch TV as his monitor.
Oh my god!
I have no idea how he ever used it. Like, and it was like there on the desk too. It wasn't like on a wall or something. Yeah, it was just on his desk. It was this huge fucking thing. Maybe it wasn't 70 inches. That sounds like
Did you ever see
too
the
much.
video of Stefano playing on a touchscreen?
No,
like
what?
A giant touchscreen. It was at like the NASL or something.
Oh my god, that kind of sounds fun. in a really masochistic kind of way, like that sounds like Minority Report.
If it's fun if you're against easy AI.
Yeah, probably. Can you like? How does that even work? Can you like do control groups? Yeah, I guess you can make your control groups clickable, but how do you set the control groups?
You don't.
You just don't?
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, it doesn't sound so fun anymore.
It's basically playing mouse only, but with only the left mouse key or mouse button.
What? You can't right click with touchscreen? Can't you like double tap or something?
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't want that anymore. Never mind. So speaking of offline events, though, PSISTORM's gonna do a tournament like event thing, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. What's like the rundown?
It's gonna be cool. It's at a big festival called I think it's called Celebrate Fairfax, which is like an actual like big thing. It's not gonna be just us there. It's like a pretty big festival. They have like musicians. Good Charlotte is headlining, so like that'll be kind of cool.
That's do I like Good Charlotte? I don't know.
They're okay.
What song? We have a new friend in the chat who's literally, I think, going to Twitch channels and asking how to do StarCraft things. How can I play a 1v1 against a friend in StarCraft 2? Well, first friend them in Battle.net, then go to custom, then create a game, then invite them to the game, and then play them. Okay, there you go. You're welcome. You're not here for anything else. I know it. We're going to help you anyway. Sir Andre 20, you are welcome, sir. Anyway.
So, yeah, you do. So we're going to be doing it there. It's going to be a 2-day tournament. It's a 3-day festival thing. The Friday is going to be open for people to ladder and shit. And then I think it's a 2-day tournament. Should be. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not involved in the organization of it. I'm just casting it. So,
Oh, okay. Do you know like?
But yeah, it's gonna be $3,000 prize pool. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
Do you know like how many players there are? Like the
No.
tournament format or anything? Or
No.
not like any idea? Like, is there a bracket, like a challenge or a Smash thing that we can like look at and?
It's in 2 weeks, so no.
Well, 2 weeks is like. Don't people put up stuff like 2 weeks in advance? Really?
No. Really? Have you seen a bracket for DreamHack anywhere?
Well, not a bracket, but a list of players.
I mean, people are gonna keep signing up. Of course, there's not gonna be a complete list of players.
I feel like I see or not brackets, but I feel like I see like semi-complete lists of players on Smash GG and Challenge for tournaments like in advance and stuff. I don't know. I'd be curious because like $3,000 is like a good amount, you know?
Okay, so it is a 2-day tournament. I just found that now.
Right.
So Saturday and Sunday are the tournament days. There's a lot of other tournaments as well, by the way. There's a lot of like small tournaments.
Yeah, you guys are doing like gears,
apparently
right?
there's also like a cryptocurrency prize and on top of the $3,000. I don't know.
Litecoin.
It's something like that.
Top memes.
There's also FIFA, NBA 2K18, Tekken, and Madden.
Why do you say it like that?
Because who the fuck plays those games as esports?
Tekken is yes. Tekken. Come on, Tekken.
Yeah, but Tekken is a quarter of the games I just listed. There's 75%
Look,
of the
I
games.
just got mad about you dissing Tekken with your tone of voice, okay, boy? Tekken is legit. Also, the Europeans play FIFA, right? You're a European. You should know that.
I mean, there are people who play FIFA competitively. Doesn't make it a
I think it's like a real esport. There was like a graph somebody posted the other day. It was like top 10 esports hours consumed on Twitch, and FIFA was in it at like number 10 or something.
Really?
You know, it's coming up. Yeah, I'm not even joking.
Okay, so like a sidebar here. I don't understand why people want to watch other people play sports games.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you just watch the fucking sport?
Yes.
Why?
Like
StarCraft or whatever, yeah, that's the highest level of competition. FIFA, you know what the highest level of competition is? Actual football.
Yeah. Like people will sit there and be like, man, why are you watching them dadgum video games? And it's like, well, because I can't watch a space marine shoot an alien in real life, right? Like there's an element of that. It's like, why are you watching fighting games? Why don't you just watch boxing? It's like, well, they don't throw fireballs in boxing, right? Like it's not as crazy. It's not the same thing. Sports games are literally just the sport. Like there's nothing else there. Like I don't get it.
I don't either. It's weird to me.
Did you hear about
stream for these tournaments? But
I kind of hope that there will be, at least for for Gears and Tekken, man. Come on.
Gears? What?
Wait, are you not doing Gears? Did I make that up?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well at least for Tekken. Just do it for the Tekken.
I don't know, dude.
Did you hear about the NBA 2K League?
No. Is it something I should care about?
No, but it's a good meme. NBA, like the official NBA, right? Partnered with 2K, the game developer, and they made a franchised esports league for NBA, the video game 2K, right?
Wow, that sounds
and they had
so great.
They fucking went in on it too. They had like a real televised draft where like ESPN official was tweeting about it and shit like that. I'm pretty sure it's only broadcast on Facebook, but it's getting like 1,000 to 3,000 viewers. It's super not working. Yeah, it's like people don't want to watch that, man. They just don't. Apparently, it's not even a good game.
Okay, so Shadow Adjutant makes the point that FIFA tourneys are related to the card game aspect of FIFA, which I don't know what that is. I haven't played FIFA since 2005, but that's not entirely true. But I haven't owned FIFA since 2005. But okay, that's very interesting. If it adds an element, not the same as just people playing football on a fucking console, then that makes more sense to me.
But like, I'm so confused by that. Like, I guess I don't know enough about FIFA, but like, it's not like you have cards from a deck you're pulling while the game is going on, right? Isn't that just the players you have on your team or something?
Yeah, I guess. I still don't really understand it, but I understand it more.
I don't. The same is true for all sports games. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into watching sports games. And that's fine. The best Madden player follows me on Twitter because I was nice to him when the rest of the StarCraft community was mad at him for not being Flash.
No, dude. They were mad at him for being super disrespectful.
I don't think he was super disrespectful. Will not drag this up again. I think he was just having banter for his fans, because of course he would, because he wants to win the poll. I don't think he was being really disrespectful. I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyways, what were we talking about? We were talking about the PSISTORM Cup memes, right? Yeah. So like, if you don't, so you're not doing anything organizational with it or anything?
No.
Oh.
I don't get paid enough for that shit.
That just murders a whole bunch of my line of questioning for that, but that's okay. Is this something that like you guys want to do, kind of into the future more? Like do you know?
It's PSISTORM Cup 6. So...
Yeah, I know, but like this is a big scale compared to the other ones, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the same as anything else, I guess. We'll just see how it goes. Take it from there.
Cool. Well, I hope it's super worth, because LANs are fun as fuck. Also, thank you for running till Sunday. I actually didn't watch any BTSL besides for like an hour or two, because I thought it was going to run to Sunday.
Man, Sunday is super awkward though, because like people have shit to do on Monday, right?
Mm.
So it's not a dream hack, right?
Yeah.
It's rough. It's tough to decide.
It's true. That's a good point. Just as a spectator with the luxury of just being at home the whole time, I like Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who you got to market for, though. You got to market for the attendance. Yeah. So like, I think you've had a perpetually interesting path through video gaming, and I want to talk about some stuff here. You were like a pretty regular caster for a while there, and it's kind of fallen off a little bit, but you still kind of like get in there. I mean, WSG stuff and everything. What's your casting world like right now? You got PSISTORM
like,
coming up, obviously.
People always say this, right? That like StarCraft has way too many good commentators, and that's not a bad thing. But like, and it's so true. Like the casting talent in StarCraft is, I would argue, the best in almost any game. The only game that I can think of that really rivals it is like Smash, and then CS:GO. And then there are people in the other scenes that are all really good, but as a whole, like the average level of a premier caster in StarCraft is insane. They're so good at what they do. And for people like me who are also casting, it makes it a lot harder, right? Mm-hmm. So people like Zombie Grub didn't get an actual tournament, like a live tournament, until like 2017, because like there's just so many good people. So we get called up when like Artosis and Tasteless aren't doing this event, and like other people are also doing another event, because two at the same time, and then it's like, okay, we'll get Penguin. Because like I'm in like that tier where it's like they know I'll do a good job, but I'm not In Control or Nathanius or Tastosis or Rotterdam. So like if I'm like a little down the list, like, okay, we'll get Pengu. And then so yeah, you know, that's just how it kind of goes, which is fine. I'm fine with that. It's not my main thing. The other thing as well is that I'm very big on not selling myself short financially. Mm-hmm. Like, this is something that like, I mean, I'm totally fine. I don't know if I've told this story publicly before, but it's not like a thing that I think is going to be a problem. So Red Eye was like really into giving me chances, which I really appreciated. He got me to do WCS Challenger for Europe. I signed a 1-year contract with Gfinity. Unfortunately, they only did one tournament before stopping to run StarCraft because Red Eye left. But like they would have had me back for all of their events throughout 2016 had they done more. So I did that Gfinity event with like Huck and In Control and folks. But when Red Eye left ESL, he was replaced with Joe Miller. And the first experience I had with Joe Miller was he wrote me and was like, hey, we'd like you to cast Challenger. And this was like, there had been one season with like Todd and Kalaris doing it since I had been doing it with Maddles. Also, that probably hamstrung my casting a little bit, but I was stuck casting with Maddles for a long time. real talk. I asked Apollo and Red Eye at IEM time what I should do to like forward my casting career, and they said, "Do whatever you can to get away from Mattles." So fun fact, let's actually tell this whole story. Okay. So anybody who hasn't heard Mattles casting, I love Mattles as a guy. I don't talk to him anymore, but like he was a great guy, not a good caster at all. He would constantly step on like whoever he was casting his toes, trying to analyze the game as a player who did not play anymore and had peaked at Diamond. So he was always wrong. And it puts you in a shit position as the co-caster where you either have to correct him and look like an asshole or not correct him and look wrong. So that would happen all the time. And eventually it got to the point where after this IEM Taipei, I had a long chat with both Red Eye and with Apollo, and they both said, look, what you should probably do. And the important caveat here, while they both worked for ESL UK was in charge of WCS Challengers. So it wasn't directly under Red Eye's oversight. So they told me, I think you should, like Red Eye told me specifically, I think you should lobby to get Mattles fired and replaced. So I did. I wrote an email to Peter, who was at ESL UK, and I basically wrote him a long email expressing with sources like, look, people don't like the casting of WCS Challenger, and I provided a lot of sources, and I wasn't like overt about like, let's fire Mattles. I was just like linking a lot of complaints that people had of the casting, and in all of those complaints, it was either the casting is bad or Mattles is really bad. So there were very few complaints leveled against me personally. And so I linked a lot of that, and I explained to him, I don't think Mattles and I work well together. I think that we should go in a different direction. And I didn't specify, I think you should fire Mattles. I was more like, I don't really think that me and Mattles is working out. Take that as you will. Let's see I think we should try something else, whether or not that's getting rid of me and finding someone who works better with Mattles, or getting rid of Mattles, finding somebody who works better with me. Unbeknownst to me, the Peter guy who was in charge of ESL UK is a childhood friend of Mattles. So he fucking exploded at me in his counter email and fired me on the spot for saying that I wanted something done. So in response to his reaction, ESL rescinded WCS Challenger from ESL UK, and they never did another broadcast, and they started handling it in the studio. So then they did the first season. This is going back to my point that we'll get there eventually. They did the first thing in the studio with Todd and Kalaris, and it goes fine. And then for the second season, Red Eye is now gone, and Joe Miller has taken over for that position. So then Joe Miller writes me, and he goes, hey, would you be interested in casting WCS Challenger from the studios in Cologne? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. So we talk about it a little bit. We chat about the dates. I turned down a casting offer at an Insomnia LAN because we're chatting about this, and he's like confirmed that they want me. And then I'm like, all right, so let's talk about compensation. And he's like, well, no, we were thinking since this would be your first event with us, we want to do a trial run, and we wouldn't be paying you anything. And I'm like, I've done 6 seasons of WCS Challenger for ESL, and even if you don't count ESL UK, I was at the studios with Kalaris 2 months ago doing the qualifiers for IEM San Jose, and you're going to tell me that you don't want to pay me because I've never done something with you guys? And then he never responded, ever again. So
Are you serious?
A fucking casting offer, and then he never responded to me again because I wanted to be paid for my work.
Wow.
So that kind of that's the point I was making at the end of the day, where it's like, I don't take jobs to get jobs with casting, which a lot of people will do. But since I have other shit on my plate, managing, playing, all this other shit, streaming, I'm not going to do something that I'm not paid adequately to do.
Right.
So I used to get a lot of offers to do stuff online where it'd be like, oh, we'll pay you $20 to cast this best of 5, or this to cast this tournament group that's going to be 5 matches that are all best of 5. So I'm like, yeah, but that translates to like $3 an hour. So no, I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. Or that thing where it's like that. I'm not going to take a job that's going to give a lot of exposure and no money.
I'll
It's
pay
not
you an
worth
exposure.
my time. Exactly. That's what ESL was trying to do there. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I will not do that. That's not worth my time. And it sets a very dangerous precedent going forward in your career, where you then do work for free, and then they expect you to work for free, or they expect you to take the $200 a day they're offering you and, yes, thank you, sir. It's like, no, that's not what the rate is for casters. So I take the jobs that are worth my time. And that's why I don't do much of it, because obviously I am not the best caster in the entire scene. I'm not Tastosis. I'm not Rotterdam. So those guys, I expect to be paid fairly. So it makes sense that I would be called up to cast less often than those people. And I'm fine with that. That makes perfect sense. So it's the same sort of thing where it's like, I don't expect to be paid the same as Rotterdam, but I expect a fair amount of money. So, for example, for WESG, I'm not going to give numbers, but for WESG in Brazil, in 2016, it was me, Wardy, and Rotterdam Cap. And it was my second event with WESG, my fifth LAN event, I think, not including Home Strike Cups, obviously. I think it was my fifth LAN event, maybe my sixth. And then it was Wardy's first, and obviously Rotterdam is Rotterdam. So Rotterdam got paid the most, perfectly reasonably, and then I got paid about 60%, a little more than 60% of what Rotterdam was being paid, totally fine. And then Wardy was paid about 80% of what I was paid, because it was his first event, which was totally fine. Nowadays, if I was on a casting desk with Wardy, I assume he would be paid more, which is, again, totally fine. So that's just how it kind of works. But it has to be worthwhile, right? Like, I'm not going to fly somewhere in the world for a week for $100 a day.
Right.
Like, that just isn't worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, there's a lot of stuff to deconstruct there. Shout out to Fear Dragon in the chat. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Penguin confirmed. Hi, entitled content creator. Hell yeah, dude.
I know, right?
Top tier meme. Awkward moment. I'm pretty sure yesterday Joe Miller tweeted about looking for a Swedish Swiss national.
Person. I responded to it. Roddy tagged me in it.
I tagged you in it.
Reached out. Yeah, you did as well. It was Roddy and you. And I don't know what he's looking for. He didn't provide any information. So I responded to him and I was like, hey, yeah, I'm Swiss, but I live in the States. So if it's for a LAN or whatever, like, I'm not gonna want to, but I don't know what it's gonna be, because MYI handles all this stuff in Switzerland. So it's kind of weird that Joe Miller is doing something. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if Joe Miller probably doesn't even, he probably doesn't remember that conversation that we had. So I don't think that would have any negative impact.
Good. Kind of speaks to how cutthroat things can be, really. I mean,
yeah, I mean, there are people, some more famous historically than others, who have gone around as casters and just undercut everyone else to get as many offers as they could. And
in StarCraft or in esports?
In StarCraft. And like, that's something where it's like, I get why they do it. I don't want to do that because A, it's dickish, and B, it just sets a precedent that you're not going to be paid enough, even if it is successful. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my take on it.
You care to name any names?
I mean, Kaldor was the worst. Kaldor stopped doing StarCraft events because I feel fine talking about this because he's not in the scene anymore for a long time. He stopped doing events because there was an event that he was not hired to do that a few very popular casters were hired to do instead. And he went to the organizers and offered to do it for half the price. So in response to that, the other casters lost the offer. And then they did what I would do in the same situation. For all future events, they said, we will not cast if Kaldor is invited. And that's why he stopped doing events.
It seems like there's kind of a lot of bad blood surrounding Kaldor and StarCraft.
No, Kaldor's an asshole. Kaldor is a total cunt.
Nate was on the Pylon show the other week there talking about how bad he had experience with Kaldor.
Yeah, Kaldor is a shit guy.
I'm kind of surprised hearing it, though, because, I mean, he's such a big part of the Heroes scene now. I mean, hopefully he isn't like that.
Well, he also works very closely with Grubby in the Heroes scene, and Grubby was the only still willing to work with him after that. Like, the only events that Kaldor would do would be Aces Rog, where he would cast with Grubby. So I think it's fine because he's working with Grubby and they get along.
Right on. Damn. God damn, man! I tell you guys, there's so much drama in esports, guys, that you just don't hear
Yeah.
about. That's that's something that took me by big surprise, actually, when I kind of, I guess, started and am continuing to make this transition from fan to personality, community figurehead type thing. I don't know, like some of the stuff, man. It's I just you wouldn't expect it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also just because like a lot of the community people who are, or the people who are active in the community as creators, as esports people, you see what they want you to see on the streams
Yeah.
for the most part. So the great thing about StarCraft is that almost everybody is awesome.
Mhm.
They're actually just awesome people. So we don't
Definitely.
really have to deal with too many fake assholes who are like super dicks when the camera is off. So that's one of the things I love so much about the StarCraft scene. And like you hear when the casters talk about events, everyone is friends. Everyone's friends. There's a couple people who are like less super friendly than others, but like there are very few people in the StarCraft scene that I would say I very much dislike. There are a few people that I would say I don't get along with them, but most people I like, most people I get along with. Then there's like a few people that I don't get along with, but I wouldn't go far enough as to say I dislike them. And then there's like barely a handful of people that I can't stand.
I dislike some people. There are some people on that list for me.
Yeah,
I can't. It's not like I can't stand them. It's just
we have somebody in common on that list.
yes, we do.
But you'll never know, viewers.
Well, maybe. I mean, who knows what the Twitter drama future holds, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I thought that it was really cool going to BlizzCon and going to Montreal, right? Especially BlizzCon, because like day one when we were down there, they had that big party at the esports arena, and we rolled up in the bus, and there were some people already there, and like I was downright shocked how welcoming these like legitimate e-celebs were to me.
Yeah.
Who I didn't even like people knowing my name who I've never really talked to before, like Tasteless. Tasteless was at the bar, and I went over and I was like, oh my god, that's Tasteless. I have to say hello and introduce myself. And he saw me. And he was like, hey, Cyan! And he came over to give me a big hug. And I was like, what? Like, whoa! You know, like that's so. It's so nice.
Yeah, StarCraft's great, dude.
Yeah, it's a great scene. I love this scene. That just made me happy thinking about it. Feels good, man. KJ in the chat. I can't stand both of you fuckers. Yeah. KJ, secretly, you're the one that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Penguin's boss. It's Mike Morheim. They both hate Mike Morheim. I won a hand off Mike Morheim in poker at that very party, actually. That's one of like my proudest moments. He folded, too. Like a chump. He's not a chump. I love you, Mike Morheim. Please don't like blacklist me.
It's like Tim Hortons just in chat right now. Shows.
Yeah. Feardragon, what would we do without representing us, the humble viewer who doesn't hate their boss? Thanks for hanging out, by the way, chat. Yeah, StarCraft community is A+. Transitioning to kind of a sadder topic, because we're talking about this party, and something that I like really remember from that party was Total Biscuit taking some people, and he had like a board game. It was like
it was a card game, wasn't it?
I think he had like a collection of stuff. Yeah, he had both. Yeah,
I played the card game.
Did you? I was just too nervous, man. I like wanted to get it, going like, hey, it's really nice to meet you, or whatever. I was just too intimidated. Didn't do it. Big regrets, but he was just set up at a table with a whole bunch of people, kind of rotating around, just playing board games, and I super identify that with my friend group, like here local, like the people that I've grown up with, because like when we do parties and stuff, there'll always be somebody playing, Dominion or Settlers of Catan or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, that's a host. I gotta shut that out. Probe, damn Probe, what's up, buddy? Hosted for the SC2. Wow, that's super great.
Pro viewers.
Hi, Pro viewers. Coming in a kind of awkward time because we're about to talk a little bit about TV, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a huge loss to the scene. Like, it's really crushing. I don't know. Like, do you have any, I guess, thoughts, generalize?
Yeah, I mean, TV. I know, like, I know vaguely that like he was very polarizing outside of the StarCraft scene, but I never really understood that because like
Mm.
every single interaction that I ever had with John, he was such a wonderful person, just very, very welcoming. The first time that I ever talked with him was when we were organizing for Shoutcraft Clan Wars, and he invited me on to cast with him for one of the matches, which was before I'd done very much stuff at all. I think I'd done like 1 or 2 seasons of Challenger at most. So like that was just like a really, really wonderful experience, and like even like between like afterwards, he and this is something that like Red Eye has also done a lot for me, but most people won't take the time to do this. Like he just like had a debrief with me where he was like, I thought this is what you did really well in your casting. This is what you can improve on. And like just gave me a lot of in-depth notes, which was just very, very kind because it's not something that very many people do.
Mm-hmm.
Red Eye, I shouted him out as well because he would always do this as well. Like he would always say like, if you have a cast and you're wondering how you did, like feel free to shoot me the VOD and I'll give you some criticism as well. So like that, like big shout out to Red Eye as well. But then like beyond that as well, every single time that I had TV, like we would talk when he was managing Axiom, we would talk now and then. Like there like he like just about random stuff. Like Dead Pixels wanted to put True in the Axiom house, so he knew Dead Pixels was Swiss and we had associations with them, so we talked about like, is Dead Pixels legit? I'm like, yeah, they're fine. They're run by this guy. He has money. He's not some random dude out of his mom's basement. So like, we would talk now and then at events, of course, like BlizzCon last year. Like he was always just very, very happy to chat, very happy to just talk about StarCraft. Like just chat about games and just, yeah, he was always very, like you said before, like he was always extremely welcoming, and that like for him as well, like TV is like legitimate esports celebrity, like, very famous guy. It's very easy for people who reach that kind of popularity to lose sight of, like, to lose their grounding, I guess, and not stay down to earth. But it always struck me that he made a very, very conscious effort to stay down to earth and to appreciate everybody. And he was just a really wonderful guy. And I feel really bad for Jenna. Like, I feel my heart goes out to Jenna because I would say I know Jenna better than TV, but like she's a lovely person as well.
Yeah, really, really
It's very
heartbreaking moment for the family. I mean, beyond everything else, right? Like we might be really sad as StarCraft fans, but that's the real gut punch, right? Like he left behind a family, kind of a young family too. It's very, very super sad. I really wish that I had just, built up the courage to say hi at the summit. That's probably my, I don't know, probably think about that for a couple weeks there now, but definitely lost a really good part of video gaming, and particularly StarCraft 2. I always felt like he was more StarCraft 2 than any other game, personally.
Yeah,
like
I think it might have been you that said this on Reddit. There was a great comment on Reddit that said SC2 was a footnote in TV's career, but TV is not a footnote in StarCraft 2's history.
Oh, I don't think that was me. I wish that was me. That's a good line.
It was probably a comment to your post then. It was around your post.
Yeah. I just like, I hope people kind of remember that too, because I feel like, in his legacy of things, there's so many things to make known, and there's so many games that are, and scenes that are touched, very deeply by TV.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just always kind of felt like StarCraft was, I don't know, he was just kind of more ours than anybody else. Maybe that's a little selfish to think that way in general, but yeah, I don't know. He just put so much of himself into the scene and into the game, and I mean, even like last year, like, man, the Axiom mod, trying to create something for like casual fans I'd love to revisit that actually. I think maybe I'll take a look at that on stream or something. I never really logged very many hours in that or games, but just a really cool guy, really passionate about gaming, really passionate about, his interests, and really inspiring. So
yeah,
will definitely be missed. There's not a whole lot to say in that, it's just kind of a relevant news topic that I feel like we are obligated to talk about since we're doing this today. But very, very sad. Now the big trick is how to transition out of this. And the way we're going to do it, we're going to do it real clumsily, like this, okay? We're just going to openly say we have to transition out from here. Here we go, lads. Shoutouts to, what does this say? Fastidiousness 6. And then there's some other stuff. I don't know. Thanks for the follow. Back stops mauled 7. Thanks for the follow. Big shoutouts to the followers in the Twitch chat. Thank you. So like, I think something that's interesting about StarCraft 2 right now is that this time last year we knew that 2018 WCS was going to look roughly the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that now. And I remember speaking to you at Montreal last year and talking about WCS, and it was an interview, and you were like, yeah, we know roughly what things are going to look like next year. That's pretty good. We're pretty stable like that, and, feels good, man. What are your thoughts right now? I mean, it's still kind of early in the year, I guess. We still have a lot of time for them to schedule a summit and whatever, but...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. I think it's okay for me to say this. There will probably be changes. Now, they don't know what the changes are going to be yet. But I know that Blizzard is not very happy. It's not that they're not happy. It's that they're the last I spoke with them, they want to revisit how Challenger functions for the regions. And I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how that's going to look. As far as I'm aware, last time I spoke to them, they don't know what they want to do yet. They're playing around with ideas. It's in the early brainstorming phase. So I'm just going to put a hard break there and say, everything I say from here on out does not come from Blizzard. Don't say that it did. Okay, we're clear, viewers? Okay.
I'm going to clickbait the shit out of it.
What I would like to see, and I don't know what I would like to see exactly. It's hard. What I would like, ideally, is for Challenger to be bigger in Europe. More players. Just give more money to Europe. Have it be 32 players. Europe deserves it. They have way too many good players.
Mm-hmm.
NA doesn't need it. We have 1 or 2 randoms in every season anyway. The other regions don't need it. It would be nice if they wanted to put more money into the other seasons or into the other regions. I don't think it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing is that I would like for EU to have more qualified spots. The problem arises where I don't know where those qualified spots are going to come from.
Yeah.
Because you have 16 qualified players. You really, really need the number of qualified players to be 16 or 32, really. You can't make it be another number because then it fucks up the bracket phase. So
you could do a really, really weird double elim bracket wherein there's like an uneven starter round with 4 players or something, but that would be really complex and really viewer unfriendly. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's rough. The biggest problem is that even if they give Europe more qualified spots, even if they just add more money to Europe, it doesn't solve the problem where Europe is so saturated with talent that it's impossible for... not impossible. It's exceedingly unlikely for an up-and-coming player like a Risky or an Optimus to qualify. We hear all the time that Optimus is a super good player. And I'm not saying he's not. Let's clarify, he is a really good player. He's qualified for 1 challenger over the last 2 years. If you put him in America, he gets top 4 every season.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. And it's ridiculous. Risky has never qualified. Hellraiser qualified last season, yes. But other than that, it's not possible, basically. It's super, super unlikely for up-and-coming players to qualify for Europe. And that's a big problem, in my opinion. America does not. I know Fear Dragon's gonna re at me for this, but America does not have that problem in the same way, because you get players like Future, you get players like Epic, you get players like Volts and Starkiller and BioIce and Raze, and they're all capable of qualifying in the last season. You don't have that in North America or in Europe. You just don't. And if you put a lot of the... Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. Like when you say that they're all capable of qualifying, do you mean for Challenger? Or do you mean to like make round of 4 Challenger and then qualifying on to the next event?
Name one season that any of the people.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about top 4, Ravi. I'm not talking about.
Oh well, like hold on, because like that's
I'm talking about the ability to make money in WCS points in Challenger.
I think that's a really important distinction.
I mean,
though,
if you want
right?
to talk
like,
top 4, Europe has no turnover basically. Like, I mean, there is to an extent, but it's like Cyril will be in there, and then it's like there's a lot of other people that can sort of fight for them, I guess. But like Hero Marine is pretty consistent. Thermal is pretty consistent.
There's definitely a list of 4 players who, like maybe like 6 players, and any one of them could be making that top 4. I think like it's important though that like I think if you just say qualify for Challenger, because the way that Challenger has been kind of presented and the way that the community thinks about Challenger, it's more of a qualification tournament for the next WCS LAN event than anything else.
Yeah. No, like right? I don't think that we need more flights to WCS events.
Right. Yeah. That would be problematic. Yeah.
Flights and hotels. There's no way that's not realistic. But expanding the European Challenger to include more people so that they have the opportunity to earn more money is
here's a little bit of the problem though, right? Like there are so many talented European pro players for StarCraft 2 compared to North America especially, right?
Yeah.
Part of that is because they have more tournaments than North America, more LAN events in general, and partly because it's so much easier to travel in Europe than it is in North America anyway in the first place,
I don't
right?
think it's fair to say that Europe has more LAN events. It's not.
Why?
That's not true. It is categorically untrue.
We have DreamHack Montreal and DreamHack Austin. And then Europe has DreamHack Valencia and DreamHack the other one, Leipzig, right? But the difference,
more Premier events, yes, but I don't think that makes a difference.
Why? Wait, how does it not make a difference?
Up-and-coming player, your average up-and-coming player is not going to make money at the DreamHacks for the most part. They are having
no. Hold on, whoa, hold on.
PSISTORM Cup, at Kings of the North, at BTSL, like there are way more events.
Wait, hold on. I don't care about them not making money at those events, right? Like that's an element that you can kind of discuss or whatever. But like, I believe that part of why Europe's StarCraft scene is so much stronger than North America is because so many more players have access to those premier events and they gain the experience there, right? It's such a different setting than playing in a BTSL. It's so much more high pressure, so much more high intensity. You have to prepare yourself differently, right?
Can I please address what Ravi just said?
All right, let me read. Don't fight.
Ravi said, "Group stage 3 pays out. That's where up and coming money." Yes, theoretically. I'm gonna read you off the list of the players who got top 32 at WCS Leipzig. Cyril, Namshar, Scarlet, Stefano, Sorta, Massa, DNS, Time, Bly, Thermal, Cyan, Probe, Showtime, Nice, Harston, Kelliser. We're halfway through. There are no up-and-coming players. Hero Marine, Nurchio, Cham, Gogo Joey, who qualified, did not come from open bracket. Special, Snoot, yours qualified. Kaup is the only one who's not an up-and-comer. He's an old guy who performed well at this tournament. Then a Laser, True, TLO, Drogo, Lambo, Nee, Disaster, XY. No up-and-coming players who didn't qualify except for Kaup. Of course Probe and Gogo Joey made it because they qualified. That doesn't count. That doesn't count as up-and-comers making money necessarily through the open bracket because they didn't. Kaup is the only one who made money from the open bracket who wasn't expected to.
I don't think, like, personally, who do you consider an up-and-coming player? I think you just kind of nailed it down. It's more about qualifying, right, I guess?
I mean, an up-and-coming player is somebody who is not yet established as a pro player. It's like somebody, a respected pro player. So, for example, if we go back to the round of 64, players like, I guess, Ziggy, Hate Me, Arctur, Risky, Optimus, Helton, Basie Maisie. Those are the 7 players who were up-and-comers who were in.
So here's the big difference between European StarCraft and North American
Ziggy has been
StarCraft,
around for a long time, but he hasn't had a good performance. That's what matters, right? That's what I think matters.
Stop paying attention to chat, all right? Here's the big difference, right? You just listed all of those players. all of those players that you just listed from the European StarCraft scene can more easily go to the 3 premier tournaments that happen in Europe than an American equivalent, right? Like Future can probably, like, unless his team sends him, right? Like, because it's such a big travel expense and it's such a wide distance to travel, it's much harder to go to DreamHack Montreal and DreamHack Austin for an American player, right? If you don't live in any of those cities, it's just it's a lot of experience that you're missing out on, and I think that
I don't
that
know
helps
why
to
you
make
think it's harder to go to Austin and Montreal than it is to go to Leipzig and Valencia.
because they're literally much farther apart.
I mean, they're
they?
farther
Are they not?
apart, but like,
So then travel distance equates to higher travel costs.
I mean, yine. You
And
don't
also
have to deal
traveling
with-
in North America is much harder than traveling in Europe because of the regulations of the airports and crossing the border and everything. It's more time intensive. It's just
As somebody who's lived in both regions, I
Oof.
don't think there's much of a difference.
In Control hosting me with 438
Hi, guys.
viewers.
Hi,
Wow.
guys.
Hello, Chat Utopia. Thanks. Wow. Thank you, In Control. Much love, dude. Wow. Thank you.
I think Ruby is misunderstanding what I'm asking for. I'm not asking for EU to have more qualified spots necessarily. The main thing I'm asking for is for the Challenger to be expanded to 32 players.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't think that that's a super
I'm
unreasonable
not
thing.
saying that 8 qualified spots would help up-and-coming players. I'm saying that if you have 32 people getting paid out in Challenger,
Okay.
that helps up-and-coming players.
Yeah. I personally, I don't have a problem with that at all. I think it's just important to identify like why that's a situation that exists in Europe compared to North America.
Oh, it's just because there's way more players.
Yeah, but why is that?
I mean,
Because there's
mostly because of
more
infrastructure
okay. Yes.
and how accepted it is culturally.
Why not pay double EU and NA? I think the point is that you would obviously want double for both, but if
in
a perfect world, you just want more money like everywhere, right?
Yeah,
but
of course.
you know that perfect world
But if there's
might not
a limited-
exist. So if you have to choose,
let's say that Blizzard is willing to allocate $10,000 more to Challenger. Would I rather that be split 5,000 to NA and 5,000 to EU, or 10,000 to EU? I think it would be much more fair for the 10,000 to be added to EU. EU is a much stronger region with far more players and deserves to be respected as such.
let me just slide in here.
NA is treated as a stronger region than the other non-Europe regions because it is, and they're treated that way by getting more qualified spots in for each event. That is fair. I don't think it's fair to Europe that Europe is treated as if it is the same strength as it. I don't think that's fair.
Why not 8K EU to NA?
I mean, like,
that's fine. It's just numbers, yeah.
Yeah, like we're just talking hypothetically. So
Latin America gets 10K.
Yes, but they also only get 2 qualified spots. There is less money going into those regions because of the qualified spots and the costs therein.
Let me just slide in here real quick, Penguin, because we did just get a big host. Big shouts to Biscus and Driup Matt. Those are interesting names for the follows. Thanks, guys. Since there's just so many of you guys here, we're at 366 followers. That's like 44 away from 400. Just saying. Come on and chill in the chat room too. We're talking with Penguin. This is Cyan Chill Chats. Loud keyboard typing. We're like just chilling, having a conversation. It's a new internet interview format for me, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully we're doing a good job and stuff. Right now, apparently we're debating with chat hardcore about Challenger.
I mean, let's just move on because Ravi isn't understanding what I'm saying, and it's really hard.
I
to
think
do this
yeah, you guys are both getting caught up. It's only debate. No need salt. Cyan Chill Chats for cool cats and chaps. Hell yeah. Wow, we're getting a bunch of follows now. I'm going to shout you guys out later, okay? Sorry, man. This is the problem with the Twitch interview format. Like, this is great. I love it. But this is why my formal interviews are on YouTube. Let's be real, right?
I'm not good enough for your formal interviews.
Well, everyone always asks me, like, man, why don't you, stream your interviews on Twitch? It's like, well, because there's so much more to that. It just degrades the quality, like, a lot. And, like, this is cool, because the whole concept here is that you and I are just sitting here having a conversation, and it's super laid back and unrefined, and like we're just chilling, we're just relaxing, right? We're having a good time. But for a formal interview, man, this would be rough, dude. Thanks for all these follows, guys, coming in. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Sin Control. My God, what a legend. So have you been
awesome, dude.
Have you been asked to be on the pylon yet, Penguin? Huh?
No, I haven't. I feel very deeply hurt.
I tell you, man.
I'm sure that if there was a conversation topic that came up that I would be particularly insightful for, like I'm sure they would consider having me on. But like as of right now, all the things that have happened in recent times, like there's nothing that like there's no like news story that's like, you know who's the only person who can give us insight on this? Penguin. Like, not really.
I gotta tell you, man, when I was like just a casual, well, not casual, when I was just a fan, right? You were like a staple podcast guest all the time, everywhere. It was like Penguin, the StarCraft talk show guy.
A little bit.
Hell yeah.
I went on a few of them. I was on Unfiltered a couple times.
The late game in Remax?
The late game, yeah. I was on Remax a couple times as well, yeah. Yeah, I was on the late game in Remax a fair bit. Like, during that, 6 month period, yeah.
6 months? Was it only 6 months? There's no way it was only 6 months.
No, like, they ran for longer, but there was, like, a 6 month period.
Yeah. I'm really glad that we have some more of that content coming out. Like, the pilot show is so
it's
good.
very, very needed. I mean, like, for all the good work that the Dank Shrine guys do, the production quality isn't quite as high. And it's nice to have, like, a flagship talk show, you know what I mean, for the game.
Well, like, Dank Shrine 2 also transitioned away from being a talk show, right?
Yeah.
Like, they were doing interviews and stuff. And,
right.
Yeah, it's a different kind of thing, too. And I think, too, like, because it's In Control and Artosis' show, that it changes the dynamic a little bit there, I think. Like, they're able to talk about a lot more with much more knowledge.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like they're... Like, I say this, but I don't really mean it, because getting guests in StarCraft has proved to be, like, really, really chill. But I feel like they can just more easily get whoever they want on any given week.
That's also very true. That's also 100% true.
Not that getting guests in StarCraft 2 is hard. I wouldn't say that. But, you know, like, everybody's super willing to, you know, give time to whoever it seems, which is really nice. And, man, I so appreciate the, like, little section of time that they devote to, like, shouting out creation projects in StarCraft that, you know, people want to share.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's really awesome. They're doing great work over there.
Yeah. So that's
Shout out to Artosis and In Control.
Yeah, that's a big kiss-ass moment there.
Mm-hmm.
How did it feel? Was it good? Did you feel a little bit sold out? I felt a little bit sold out. I'm not gonna lie. Do you know what? You know what? Ah, man. This is not calling out anybody in particular. Don't get me wrong. I get these emails sometimes from.
I know where this is going.
Actually, I don't know that you do. We can talk about what I think you. I get these emails sometimes from random people in, like, not even esports, just video games. I'll always remember the first one that I ever got was after the Score poached my article, right? Someone emailed me and was like, hey, we have this product. It's related to gaming like this. We saw on your Twitter that you have an email address listed, so we thought we'd send you something that you could make a piece of work on. How great is that? And they're literally just asking you for an ad. Like, hey, why don't you produce content about our product for free, and then you can sell it to some publication, and we'll get marketing from it. Thank you and good day. Like,
I thought you were going to go in the direction where you rant about the people who are writing you about esports teams.
Now we can go in there. This is like my favorite topic.
I have a fun story for this.
Oh man!
First though,
I'll tell a fun story and then you can tell a fun story. So, like, guys, part of being in esports, you accept the fact that once or twice a month you'll get an email or a message from somebody running a Call of Duty team, and they want to hire you for their team. They want you to invest in their team, or they want you to do some kind of thing with their team, okay? And it's all the most stupid shit. Like, so my most recent one, I had a guy message me on Twitter, and he just asked outright, hey, I have this esports team. would you like to invest $10,000? He didn't follow me. He just messaged me out of the blue. He clearly didn't check my profile, because if he did, he would know that I don't have $10,000. And I
think
just
you're
like
lying. You're sitting on a mountain of gold.
Anyways, leprechaun gold aside, okay. Fucking so I talked to the guy and I'm like I don't want to just shut him down because I'm just tired of this at this point. So I go to my Discord and I at everyone. I have a Discord. Join the Discord! Discord, okay? We're a nice little community. Chat Utopia would like my Discord, I think. So I at my Discord and I'm like at everybody. Hey, this just happened, and it's a screenshot of the message. What should I say in response? And then for the next hour, my Discord just tells me what to write, and I just write it. And it goes on for like a while. And this guy is like, he doesn't get it. We're super trolling. We're asking, like, I mean, I don't know. You ever hear about StarCraft? Like, would you invest in StarCraft if I invest in this? And he's like, gosh, I don't know. At one point, it was like, so what's my return of investment? Like, what's your business strategy? And they were like, well, in the next 5 years, we plan on making $10 million. Your return would be at like, yeah, no, I shit you not. And he'd be like, yeah, so your return would be like 2%. And I'd be like, wait, whatever numbers that he was throwing out, it was like some $1 million and it's some percentage. And I was like, wait, so after 5 years, if you can make $5 million, then I make back my $10,000? Is that what you're telling me? He was like, yeah, that's right. It's like, oh, that seems like bad business, but okay. And he was like, well, you can buy in for whatever, amount of money you want. We'll just we'll just do equivalent rates for that. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, like, I'll send you $2.
That, right? Let's say it was 2%, right? That means that his current valuation of his team was $500,000.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, okay, I'll send you like $2. Can you do like $2? And he was like, well, I mean, I wanted a little bit more than $2. And at that point, I think I was just tired of it, and I was like, hey, listen, this isn't a thing. You shouldn't message people like this. And he was like, no, but I'm real. I'm legitimately. We're a Call of Duty team. And I was like, fuck, it's always a COD team. And then he sent me. This guy is legitimately, like, he has an incorporated team. He sent me, like, the corporation documents or whatever. I looked it up on the internet. It's a real thing. Somebody's out in the world, actually legitimately, not scamming people, trying to conduct business like this.
Oh, man, I found it. Oh, God. All right,
Did
so
you?
My story.
Okay.
No, not that guy. My story is great. My story
I'm
is
ready.
about... So once upon a time, I was on a little team called My Insanity. And one day, I looked this up on Facebook. I was like, I wonder what happens if I search My Insanity. Or no, it was Google or something. And it took me to this Facebook page. Is this it? Yeah, it took me to this Facebook page, which was a fucking... Okay, the thing I'm about to talk about is gone. But there's better ones, though. Oh, God. So it took me to this Facebook page of a Counter-Strike team from Albania that called themselves the My Insanity team and had just stolen our logo. So I wrote them. I'm like, hey, guys, my name is Penguin. I'm from My Insanity. You know, the real one. You could go ahead and delete our copyrighted image. That'd be great. And I got a response in Albanian that I like put into Google Translate. It was just like cursing me out or something. So I reported it, and I guess they like Facebook removed it. But I just found the same page again, and I found what their new logo is, and I'm going to put it in chat.
Oh, hold on, links are banned.
Post
it in chat, and then I'll post it.
Okay.
I should catch you in the automod or whatever.
You're gonna love this when you see it. Do you see it?
I didn't see it. Send it Twitter DM. I can't say Discord because we're in Discord right now, and people will see how we badmouth everybody in esports.
Fine, Cyan. Fine. You know what? Fine.
Good. I'm glad you're fine. Bring it up on stream too.
Yeah,
I could probably do that.
You have to show the people. This
I can jerry rig this. I think.
Yeah, make the people.
Where did you put it?
What they want.
Did you
in your
Twitter?
fucking Twitter DMs.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
Where you told me to put it.
I didn't see it. All right, calm down. Jeez, bye. All right, hold on. We've got a browser scene.
Why don't you tell the viewers who are not aware of what that looks what it is? Yes, Robbie, that is Dignitas' logo.
Oh my god. Holy shit. That's amazing, dude. Oh, I'm crying. Oh man. Do you remember the guy, Aldaris? You remember Aldaris?
Oh, I do. You know he's still active on the StarCraft Reddit.
I do. He followed me the other day, and I was like, "Hey, you're Aldaris," and he was like, "Don't." And I was like, "I have to," and he was like, "You don't have the full story," and I was like,
"No, my
okay."
favorite thing about Aldaris is that every single time I like call him out because like he'll sometimes post something like somebody will announce a new team, and Aldaris will be like, "I hope it's not a scam." And then I'll be like, okay, this is too good to pass up. So I'll like call him out on Reddit and be like, I'm sure you know all.
Oh shit.
And like he'll respond with something along the lines of, "Don't make me tell everyone what I know about you." I'm like, what is he talking? Like what? I have no idea what he could possibly be talking about. He's like, I'll spill the beans, Penguin. I'm like, what?
I know. I think I know what he's talking about.
Oh really? Tell me, please.
Penguin smokes cigarettes.
I don't anymore. I vape.
Okay, alright, hold on. Penguin vapes. That's a big yikes right there. Don't vape. Come on. Get back on the cigarettes. Don't do cigarettes, alright? Don't do either of them, alright? They're bad for you, okay? Don't do it. Anyways, I was gonna say, so Aldaris, he went on to do... See, look, you shouldn't have done that. Aldaris went on to do a Smash team, right? Do you remember this?
Yes.
Glacial Gaming, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember their logo?
No.
Do you remember Elevate?
Oh, wait! You're right! They just changed the colors of Elevate,
yeah.
Didn't they?
So, Aldaris went on to make a Smash team whose logo was just Elevate's logo with like one more spike to the mountain.
White and blue.
Yeah, they just changed it to white and blue. I told Cav was the manager, and we were talking at one point. I was like, "Hey, do you know about this?" I put it in the Skype chat or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, that's our logo. Thank you for telling me." Like this guy, dude. I don't think it's there anymore. I'm pretty sure they took it all the fuck down.
Maybe.
I'll try and look it up for stream though.
Jesus. Aldaris is a funny guy.
Glacial Gaming. Oh, they made it white and black apparently at some point. Elevate. Hold on. We'll get a nice comparison for the stream. Elevate GG. Oh my god. Thanks for the follows, guys. Thank you. Alright, so here we go. We've got let me like zoom in a little bit. Oh shit, it won't let me zoom in on the you can kinda see it. There's like a bar. We can do a little bit better. This is the glacial one. It's like a little different. A little bit. It's got, you know, some ice stuff. Well,
now it is.
I think it always looked a little like that. I don't know.
Well, like he flipped out on me not too long ago, like a year ago, Aldaris, and like this is when he was saying like, "I'll tell everyone what I know about you." And like I'm legitimately want him to do that because I have no idea what he's talking about. I'd love to know. I'm very curious. I would love to know.
Yeah.
But he was apparently trying to pick up TY for wait, when did Glacial Gaming become a thing? It might not have been TY, but I think it was TY before
like,
he Splice.
Yeah, that would have definitely been in the time.
Yeah. So I think it was he was trying to pick up TY before he joined Splice. And like I went out of my way to get TY's contact and talked to him through Solar And I was like, hey, dude, don't join this team. This guy is a scammer. Here is a link to the article Richard Lewis wrote exposing him as a scammer. So TY didn't join them. Probably wouldn't have joined them anyway, because TY is not an idiot. But Aldaris was furious at me for that. So that
Trying
was
to
fun.
poach his players, man. His unsigned players.
Did you know why? Like what the main thing he got out of that team was, by the way?
No, nothing.
This is my favorite part of this whole story. He said that they had a team house. He had Cube, the Austrian player,
Yep.
fly over to stay in the team house. The team house was actually just Aldaris's flat.
Yep.
He was 19 or 20.
Yep.
And the reason he wanted to do this was so that Cube could buy him alcohol.
What? Oh my god.
That's my favorite part of the story.
That's
Instead
incredible.
of like getting a friend or a fake ID, he had an Austrian player fly to his house and live there so he could beg him to buy him alcohol.
That's hilarious.
He has serious mental issues.
Apparently.
I mean,
God
he was
damn.
also saying that he was like a pro-level Brood War player.
Pro Halo, too.
Gold. Pro Halo, pro StarCraft Brood War. His grandfather was like super rich and had died and left him like $9 million. So he wanted to run.
I remember that, yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean.
Didn't the Quantic guy that ended up running away with Hyun's money? Hyun? Hyun? Yeah. Didn't he also claim to have like super inheritance too? Why is this a theme in esports? What's up with that?
I don't know. I mean, that was also not the.
Oh, dude, you just cut out like a ton.
Oh, hold on.
Fix your like noise gate threshold. It's been happening like a little bit.
Are we good?
I mean, you're mostly good. It's just sometimes you just
Okay.
cut out like a bunch.
So,
Discord noise gate. I was really close to just checking around various Discords just now, just from like impulse looking at Discord. I can't do that. The scene would show all of our conversations and
Yeah, you don't want people knowing about the fanfics you've been writing.
Okay, so this is really disturbing. I'm actually like a little rustled by this, okay? My Discord likes to meme a lot. Okay? They meme that I'm like some closet weeaboo anime fan because every stream where we try and talk, they make it about anime somehow. I swear to God, it happened just the other day. You can look at the VOD.
Let me get this straight.
Okay.
So
we're not at the end of the story, but go on.
So I already get the gist of this. You're denying any of this because everyone else is wrong.
What?
Generally, if you feel like everyone else is like, let's say you feel like everyone else is a weeaboo, probably because you're the weeaboo.
No. I shit you not, okay? I shit you not. When I was doing like Please Pause Live, why are we talking about this? This isn't the story that I wanted to tell. When we were doing Please Pause Live, every single day we did it, it would turn into something about anime. Somebody would talk in chat, we'd be talking about a movie at some point, and somebody would be like, oh man, how about the... I don't know, what's the name of an anime? How about that anime thing? And then we would suddenly be like, man, I really don't like anime. And it would turn into like me saying, I really don't like anime. I don't know what that is. And then chat being like, what? You don't like anime? Nobody doesn't like anime. And then just going in on that and being like, talking about that for 20 minutes. Yes, see? And then I'd always be like, man, I don't want to, why are we talking about this? We're done now. And then after like 3 or 4 or 5 times or whatever it was, they were like, oh, I bet you really secretly like anime, because that's a great joke, right? That's hilarious. So they meme on me for that. At one point, I was doing like a super marathon stream for like 18 hours. It was an interview rebroadcast stream for 18 hours. It was, and at one point,
that sounds like a lot of work. Rebroadcast stream.
I had to be awake for a long time. Okay, chill. I didn't say it was a lot of work, but I went to like go get food at some point, and I said in my Discord like, hey guys, if something happens to the stream, at me, and I'll come home really quick, and we'll just fix it, right? And I did, and I left, and I came back, and I was like, I said in Discord, like, man, I'm really glad that you guys didn't go crazy and, like, prank at me a bunch, because that would have sucked. And then from that day forward, Fear Dragon likes coming into my Discord, adding me at random times, and then all of them just spam at me because I keep my notifications on, because God forbid something important happens and they at me for that. But, so anyways, the most recent trend, which is most disturbing, they joke about, like, fanficking me and Fear Dragon.
Oh,
and
I
it's,
see it. I
it's,
ship it.
no. Don't support this. This
I
is
ship it.
bad. No. Don't. It's
How much will your Discord pay me, an accomplished writer, to write a 3,000 word fanfic about you and Ravi?
Don't do that, though. Please. He's entirely stopped coming to my Discord too. So I don't know if that's, you guys scared Fear Dragon away.
All right, I like this. Jacob likes the idea. You know, let's just do a fundraiser. Let's do a GoFundMe.
I have the worst fan base in all of StarCraft.
To GoFundMe.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Big yikes.
We need to like brainstorm some ideas of like a plot. Obviously, like the idea is to ship them, but like.
Okay, whoa, hey, whoa. Let's not co-opt my fucking stream to self-sabotage me. All right, let's not do that now. We're
how's it going?
cutting that the fuck off. Jeez. Yeah. Okay. So that's an hour and 30 minutes of talk. I feel like this is a good place. I need to go shower, wash this filth that you just spread upon me. Don't.
Thinking about the shipping that's going to be happening.
I don't. Okay, we're done. We're done with this now. I think it might be too late, Cyan. Hugs for Cyan's pain. Dim 7v7, D1M 7v7. Okay, you're welcome in my Discord. Okay, I'll give you mod and everything. All right.
All right. And let me title this.
Penguin, brother. It was mostly good talking.
Would you like to hold the hand of someone you love?
All right, I have a title for my fanfic. It's titled "The Cyan Dragon."
I really don't like any of this. Jeez. Thank you, Dan O'Tori, for the big subscription. I also moved the follower down. Oh my god. Archeo, I'll call. Thanks for the follow. We'll do all our follow shoutouts right now, okay? My Life for Ire, thank you for the follow. Tayer Man, thank you for the follow. Jumi, J Mui, or something. Thanks. Ryujin Saint, Zanman97, nice. Drosy, Kibeth 415X, Ezo, Dim 7v7, Frank _Goodman, Deariup Matt, Biscus, nice. Thank you all for the follows. Thank you. Shoutouts to In Control and Probe for the nice big hosts. Really appreciate. Really helped make the day. And Penguin too. Penguin gave me a nice big host earlier, so much love for Penguin. Penguin, do you have any shoutouts that you want to make or anything like that?
I'd really like to shout out Random House, the publishers of my new book, The Cyan Dragon. It's going to be hitting stores in September. And we're already working on a special edition, and Michael Bay is apparently going to be directing the movie. It's going to be great.
I almost just hung up on you, actually. It was real close. I was on the button. God fucking damn.
It's going to be starring Zach Galifianakis as Cyan, and
oh, that's just mean.
Why?
Zach Galifianakis, he's like 50. What the fuck?
And then it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so Zach Galifianakis will be playing Cyan, and Dev Patel will be playing Ravi.
Whatever. Who?
Dev Patel.
How do you spell that?
You don't know who Dev Patel is?
No. Dev like a dev of a video game. Patel.
Yes. Patel. Dev Patel. You don't.
Should I know who that is?
Yes.
Oh, he was the guy in Chappie. Yeah, I hated that movie. That was a terrible movie.
I don't know what that is.
It's a terrible movie. Don't watch it.
Okay.
Whatever happened in the good old days of like scripted sponsor roll calls? Like, I'd like to shout out my team. What you don't do that in PSISTORM? What happened?
I mean, I do, but I decided if I could choose between the memes and the shout out, I should probably choose the memes.
KJ, fire him.
Also, shout out to PSISTORM Gaming for being cool. Everybody who lives on the East Coast should come to PSISTORM Cup. It's going to be June 8th to 10th. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. I heard that one of the two casters is the most handsome man in the entire StarCraft scene.
I didn't know that Rotterdam was flying out for that. That's great.
Hey!
Ayo! Yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'd run it longer, honestly, with this kind of view count, but at some point there's a diminishing return because it becomes like the last one that I did with Filthy Rake was over 2 hours, and at that point it's like you're asking people to buckle in to watch the VOD and basically watch Lord of the Rings. It's nuts. So
2 hours is like half of a single Lord of the Rings extended movie.
it's a really long period of time. That's all I'm getting at. Okay, you gotta. It's a lot. So better to end it here at 1.5 hours, I think. Just for everybody else. If you liked this content, though, please hit the follow button. We're 23 people away. 23 of you can hit that follow button, and I'll be at 400 followers, and that's incredible. Also, check me out on Twitter at Cyan Esports. That's where I post like anything that I do, YouTube, Twitch, writing. It's a lot of writing lately. Hit me up over there. That would be amazing.
Check him out. Check him out the way Ruby is going to check him out.
Don't stop it. Stop it. Oh my god, I regret ever mentioning this. Like, what was I thinking? Holy shit. So yeah, youtube.com/CyanEsports. You're welcome to come join the Discord. Join the Discord and talk about anime. There is a Weeb Quarantine channel if you really feel the need. Yeah. Thanks so much, guys. We're gonna break it off there. I might be back a little later, play some StarCraft or something. Maybe if I get nothing else on the go. Maybe. Anxious Panda. Thanks for that last minute follow too. And that'll be about it. Penguin, big shouts to you for hanging out and talking and chat and all the hosts and everything. And we're gonna cut it right there because I don't know how to end streams apparently. Bye.